it'll just have little emojis and stuff.
I love
Yeah, I
that.
learned how to do the shit yesterday. Oh, it's not doing. That's
Oh, look at sis. Look at sis showing off with the emojis.
it worked.
All right, everybody. First and foremost, I wanted to thank you so much for showing up on Waste Beat Wednesday. This is our very, very, very first. I haven't honestly. I'm gonna be completely transparent because I feel like I was listening to the Lauryn Hill Unplugged album. I probably shouldn't have listened to that last night. But basically, everything was just, hey, I would like to be transparent. Do I have it all together? Absolutely not. Do I want to fake like I have it all together? Absolutely not. And me being transparent will allow you to come in the room and be like, oh, we in here naked? Fuck it, let me take my shit off. My stomach will show, your stomach will show. Titties will be on our knees. We'll feel free. We'll feel very tribal. And everything is going to flow how it needs to flow. So this doesn't even have a name. Like we are in the process of gathering her, feeling the energies, and we'll name her. And I wanted to allow everybody who is here to actually be a part of that. Because I mean, I learned about something called the IKEA theory. If you find something that's already together, you don't feel very connected to it. If you watch it grow and you help it grow, you are very much connected, invested. So that is where we are. So I wanted to kind of go around the table and talk about this amazing band, this band I got right here, baby, it would rival the Temptations. I'm not even playing with you. It would rival the Jacksons. I don't know who's Tito. I'm not quite sure who's Tito.
It,
I'm not quite sure who's Mike. I don't fucking know. But this band would, I mean, we would
Stayed
definitely tear the house.
away too long. Oh, go
Period.
ahead.
Period. We would tear the fucking house down. So let me tell you how I came into contact with these amazing, wonderful group of spiritual, intuitive, fucking divinely feminine group of women. First and foremost, I kind of feel like it was divine intervention with everybody. Um, Mama Redbone actually found me through YouTube. And I had done a lot of waist measurement challenges, YouTubes, all that kind of stuff. And you know, you can't help when you click with who you click with. Um, she was my sounding board. So I knew for a fact that not only had she been on the same spiritual path as me, but she had been on it longer. And in the divine feminine wisdom hierarchy, you need to go to someone that has a little bit more wisdom than you so you can fucking learn. So she is my good sis. Okay. When I tell you we have been through it's been years.
Yeah, it's a year.
Yeah, so this ain't
Some
for
good
play.
years.
This is vested. This is not new to this. This is true to this. Then I met Miss Keisha um on, I think I forgot what platform it was. I actually didn't, but I know why I said that. And
was it a
she was,
platform? I don't even
can we
remember
leave it at
now.
that? Can we leave it at that? We met on the platform and yeah, platform. And she was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm spiritual." I'm like, "Holy shit." Me too. First conversation. First conversation. She's like, "Yo, I got some folks that got a store. You got a book. What the fuck?" Like it wasn't even a thought. She was like, do this, and then do this, and then you will be in the store. And I'll shit you not. First off, it was the most detailed instructions I had ever gotten in my life, with so much joy and
I
love
love
behind
it.
it. And no bullshit. I literally did three things, and my book was on a shelf in a black owned business. And I was like, God damn, how can I repay you?
Is
She was
that the
like,
she
God.
shed?
Yes, it
Yeah, that
was.
was
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah, yes, it
Cool.
was. I was like, how the
Okay.
fuck can I repay you? And she like, nigga, pay it forward. And we've been rocking ever since. So I
Mhm.
thank you so much for being a vessel. Like, thank you so much, Keisha. All right, so let's roll into Mia, my Mia, Lene. All right, so Mia, I met Mia when I was pregnant with my oldest, which means that me and Mia have been knowing each other for 27 years.
Yeah.
Yes,
Long time.
27 years. I actually styled her hair for prom.
Did.
She came in via my little sister. Her and my little sister are the same age. And we're both Leo sisters.
Mm.
Indeed.
So that's it. So it was definitely the
It clicked.
line. That was it. We started, interestingly enough, I think separately we started going through our spiritual journeys, kind of keeping it to ourselves. Um,
Actually,
get me together.
you helped me start mine. Um, because it was when I think he was reading and deep into like Kemet and all types of
You
things,
know I
and
love shit like that.
you helped open my eyes. So actually, it
Oh.
was you.
Well, listen. It ain't nothing. My Mama Redbone said we ain't nothing but reflections of each other on different paths at different times. That's it.
Amen.
So thank you. Now, Miss Mia is a scholar in almost everything she touches. She is a woman of few words. That's why this podcast is so very important in regards to Mia. This when Mia said she wanted to talk, we're talking. She is a
Let's
lioness
do
of
it.
yes, she's a lioness of few words. So if she says she wanna fucking talk, we're fucking talking. So that is how I assembled the crew. I got a few other people that I sent out invites to. I'm hoping that they will respond, but I understand life be life. I totally get that. So without further ado, I want to do an energy check. Maybe that's something that we can start doing every live. So in terms of energy, how's everybody feeling?
Whew.
No, not the
I,
exhale. Oh my god.
I mean, I
Not
laugh
the
a
fucking
lot. I
exhale.
laugh.
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
it's
kind of
I
where
have
I'm
it.
at.
mm,
I'm exhaling. That's where I'm at.
mm,
Okay.
I'm I'm back on mommy mode, y'all. For those who don't know, I'm a
Mm,
grandmother, so I'm on
mm-hmm.
grandma duty.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I got a 38-year-old, so go figure. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But I'm here. I'm with all of it. I think I am a master multitasker, so I could
Period.
do it all. It was all so simple, babe.
I knew she
So
would
I'm
have
here.
some.
I'm with
And
her.
and true cancer and Keisha, what's your sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Oh my God. So
First of
she has.
all, don't
Oh
do
my.
that.
I had to. If it's
She said,
live and it's
"Don't
real,
do
I
that."
had to. I had to.
Ah,
Okay, so what was your sign about, Keish?
huh?
What was
What
the
was my sigh
energy?
about?
Yeah.
I think right now I've been in the spirit has reset me. So I'm just
Mm.
in a space
Resetting.
where I'm sitting down and observing and listening.
Cool.
Um all of which is very hard for me to do because I'm always on the go, always doing
Mm.
something. Um but leading up to what this month, it has just been a whirlwind of a year. So I
Mm.
deserve to kind of sit and just reflect, um and be still and
Mhm.
rest. So
Agreed.
that's kind of where I'm at. I'm in self-preservation mode.
I love
So I
that.
feel like oftentimes us as black women, um we do the exact opposite of what they tell us to do on the airplane. Like, when they're like, you know, when the oxygen mask falls, you're supposed to put it on your face first, and then you help somebody else.
Come
We
on.
always helping everybody else first, and we
Come
don't put
on.
the
Hey,
mask on
Alyssa.
ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest is history. We're breaking
Yeah.
down physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, um, and we're just not in a good space. So I think, with the climate that we're in today,
Ha.
um, it's time for us to put those capes up in the attic and put
hmm,
those oxygen masks on for ourselves,
hmm,
Hmm.
and take care of ourselves first, because we've been trying to hold it together for a very long time,
Mm-hmm.
and where we're at keep saying like we love using y'all for y'all work, but when it comes time to show up for you, we're not.
Ooh,
So we're just gonna show up for ourselves and each other.
that's it. That's it. That's it. That was sheesh. Yeah. Reset and still loading. Like how you push
Mm-hmm.
you push the control alt delete
Boo boo.
and it don't.
Yep.
right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So Mia, where are you energetically? How are you feeling?
Uh,
Mm.
stressed,
Okay.
but lots of deep breaths today.
Ooh.
It's coincidental that we're doing this because as I don't know the words, but as much as it's been a lot of anxiety with like
Okay.
leading to up to this today,
Okay.
where I have found the most solitude is in Black women basically saying exactly what Keisha just said, which
Mm,
was it's time to take care of ourselves. It's time
yes,
for us to focus on us. It's
yes,
time for us to put the capes down, stop trying to save everybody,
that part.
and save ourselves.
Yeah,
We've done enough. We've done all we could do. Time to, worry about each other.
I
Yep.
agree. I agree. Um,
Question:
hmm
How serious are we about doing this?
Oh, how serious we about self preservation?
Because like
Interesting.
she said, the thought process of the whole airplane thing. Respectfully, I'm a Cancer and I'm kind of selfish, and I love myself a lot, and I really, really look out for
A
myself a
50
lot.
Cent
However,
cancer.
right.
A get rich or die
However,
trying cancer.
right. However, you're right. When you're a caretaker of others,
Mm,
you know what I'm
mm.
Hmm.
saying? But, we talk a lot of shit and we don't do shit. That's why I say, how serious are we? That's what I tell
Mm.
myself. Like, how serious are you?
I
Yeah.
love
I
that.
challenge myself. You know what I
I
mean?
love that.
I'm that nigga. Listen, because if I
I love
can't
that.
I can't help you, I can't talk to you, I can't, you know what I'm saying, mentor you, I can't do it for anybody until I look in the mirror and ask myself, nigga, how serious are you? How
Mm,
serious are you? And then
mm.
the nigga has to prove how serious she is. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because you say, oh, well, next month, because right this month, I have little Johnny and Sally and Susan.
Not
Well,
Johnny.
I promised Daquan that I was
Right.
going to take him to to the movies.
Mm.
Yeah,
All right, let me
Daquan.
tell you how serious I am. I
Okay,
love
go
this
for it.
because this is okay. So in 2023, I realized that I was not living a life that brought a lot of joy for me. I wasn't. I was very disciplined financially in 2023. I was very disciplined in terms of being a great parent, giving back,
Excuse me.
trying to make sure my legacy lived forever and ever.
Excuse me.
But I was not happy. I was not. So at the end of 2023, and I know that Mama Redbone and Mia remember this. I said 2024 is gonna be my fucking year. And when I tell you I'm fucking 2024 up, I am. I want to laugh more. I want to live more. I want my toes to be in the sand. I want to rest more. I want to wrap things up quicker than I've ever wrapped them up. Like when I see it happening,
Mm.
I want to get out of
I like
Dodge.
the wrap up. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
And
I want to wrap
you have
things
been
up.
doing that. I would like to add,
Yes.
you've been doing really good with that.
Thank you. When I see things that no longer serve me, I do not battle with my intuition. I actually
That's it.
I
Wait a minute. What
immediately
did you say?
resort
What did you say was the
I
topic? Oh, I'm
don't
sorry.
battle with my intuition. I immediately resort to counsel, which is
Inner
why
temple. Inner
yep.
temple. That's
Yeah,
it
we
right
we
there.
getting there. I
Okay, go for
immediately
it.
resort to counsel. It takes me a month or so to get ready to jump in the double dutch rope. But once I jump in, I'm in. I'm wrapping shit up, and it feels really good. So when I made that vow to myself in 2024, and I stand here before you, a happier, healthier, uh, woman. I said, this is amazing. It can happen, and I'm talking about kids, dudes, work, all of the above, family, all of the above. I said, I'm gonna do what makes Donna happy and stood on it. So now that I know that shit is possible, oh, I'm about to go ham. I'm already for those of you who know, I'm already planning 2025. This is no bullshit. This is not a lie. Mia father
No
came up with
lies.
this. Oh shit, mama. Mia's father came up with this. It's no lies gonna be told at this table.
Oh, well, Mia, we got that. We
Yeah,
are
so Keisha,
we
we
on that.
all got caught with some incriminating footage
Indeed.
in college by Mia's dad. We all had to go to her dad's house to get in trouble. And we all tried to lie about it. And he smacked the table and said, it's not gonna
No
be no
lie.
lies
Oh, I
None.
told at
love
this table.
it. I
I meant it.
love
And Mia's
it.
dad is a little light-skinned guy from Mississippi.
I
And when I
Yes.
love
tell
Oh, he
you
it.
wasn't playing with y'all.
the
At all.
fear, it's not going to be no lies told at this table.
I
So that's
love
how
it.
serious I am. So that rolls us into inner fucking temple. All right, and y'all know I like the move, so we're gonna get to shaking. I want to read something that I highlighted, and it says whether a temple is a Greek architectural marvel or it's a simple cottage, it can hold the vibration of a goddess.
Mm.
People have the power to use their intentions, which in combination with their thoughts, feelings, and actions can bring things into being. Okay. This means that even your home or your bedroom or your study or even just a little altar on a table can hold the vibration of the goddess if you choose. In addition to those external temples, you have within the greatness of temple in terms of your inner soul. Summarize. So, let's put it out there. What are we doing to protect Keisha? What are you doing in terms of what are you doing in terms of protection for inner and external temple?
The word no.
Boom.
That has been how I have been protecting myself. Because yes was being said too frequently and at my expense.
Mm-hmm.
As
Mm.
somebody who is a giver, um,
Okay.
and I'm very selfless. Sometimes self fault.
Okay.
Um, but it really took me.
My the pencil is a little bit
Oh, I'm
is a
sorry.
church.
I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. It's okay.
I, I'm,
Cause she was
I'm,
is she
I'm
getting
sorry.
She
Go
no
writing
ahead.
it
it was
down,
just
boy. I'm
yeah,
gonna need
yeah,
them notes,
it was
Mama.
getting physical.
No,
Okay, so
I'm gonna need
no
them notes.
being a whole no
Okay,
being a
I
whole
need them
sentence.
notes.
Mm,
But it literally took me breaking down in all aspects of my being
okay.
for me to understand that too many energies had access to my
Ooh.
temple.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you got to shut them doors
Yes.
and
Okay.
and say no. It is under construction.
Yeah.
Nobody can come in here.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Ooh.
And I had to get to the point where when I said no, I didn't feel guilty about it.
That
Oh,
part.
get into
Um,
that.
because everybody looks at you with the puppy. Are you really telling me no?
Mm.
And then I would kind of be like, oh well, just give me a minute or two. Now I've gotten to the point where you know it's literally my life on the line.
Mm.
Like when too many people have too much access, you're literally killing yourself slowly.
Oh my goodness.
Sometimes quicker than you want. Um, and like I said, when your body shuts down,
Mm-hmm.
when your mental shuts down, like when you have a whole mental breakdown,
Yeah.
it don't matter how much money you got.
Come on.
Uh, when this is deteriorating, nothing can help.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it just can't. And I'm going to the doctors, and they're telling me like, well, I mean, you seem healthy, like, but I
Ah,
know I'm not. And that's when I knew it
right.
was a spiritual
Shoo.
thing.
Shoo.
That's when I knew it was spiritual. So I was moving around so much, helping so many people that I had even my spiritual hygiene was trash. I had
Mm.
stopped.
I need a notebook for that. Spiritual hygiene on the main line. Go yes,
I
yes.
wasn't praying like because Donna, you know how I get down. Like,
Yes, I do. Before
meditation,
school,
prayer,
yes.
like all of
Yes.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't even in my that wasn't a part of my daily practice. I was
Mm.
just chasing bags and
Yes.
and trying to
Yes.
make sure everybody, was taken care of
Mm-hmm.
and always being the pillar, always being the rock and not realizing that I was crumbling in the meantime.
Mm.
Mm.
And when it came time for me to say no, I'm going to take care of myself.
Yeah.
I walked away from jobs
Yes,
and
she
people,
did. Yes, she did.
and I was surprised at some of the people who fell off. Like, because a
Mm.
lot of times when you start these journeys, you think, your friends and your people are going to be there. And the moment I snatched my energy back,
Oh,
boy, they started dropping like flies. Like, oh no, we can't mess with you no more. And that was a whole grieving process in itself, because here I am thinking that these connections are built on strong foundations, and they were all superficial. It was all what I could do for them. I was the person that they know would show up when I would get that phone call, and I didn't have that from them. And that was a hard reality to face. And so that's when I was like, listen, Keisha, you've been doing this all wrong. Like, it's time for you to start leaning not just on spirit and my benevolent ancestors, but on what I have inside me. I had to ask myself, what am I chasing? Like, what is why do I need this approval and from other people? Why do I feel like I have to show up for everybody and not for myself? Like, what's going on? So it was a lot of emotional work, like therapy. I recommend it. Like, sometimes you need it. You might not need it for a long time, but therapy actually made me sit down and look at myself in the mirror and ask the questions that I had been avoiding for so long.
Okay.
And start dealing with stuff.
Yeah.
And stuff that I hadn't dealt with in years, or hadn't even thought about in years, started coming up. And that's a tough road.
Yeah.
But I will say it's worth it in the end, because I found myself at the bottom of all that. I'm like, no, this is not the life I was meant to live.
Ooh.
And because I have a son, I have nieces and nephews. Like, I want to be here for them.
Yeah.
I want to be the example. I go forth in my life now. Like, if I'm trying to teach my son and the other children in my family how to live, how can I teach them that if I'm not living it?
There you go.
Like,
right there.
I had to go back to, when I was telling my son, yeah, you gotta go, college. College is great. It's good. And I'm preaching this, and I hadn't finished my degree. How am I gonna tell him to go to college and I didn't finish my degree? So I went and finished my degree. And my child was there with me when I went and finished.
Right.
Walked across that stage.
I love it.
So he would understand and know, like, this is what he was coming to classes with me. There were days when he was out of school and I have a babysitter. I was like, you coming to class. You're gonna sit down, you go eat little snacks, and you go sit right next to me while I finish this degree.
Yeah.
So I took that approach to everything. Especially, spiritually. Like, my son has a spiritual practice. He's in prayer. He knows how to take care of himself because he sees me do it, and he understands why it's important. Like, I want to teach him to not make the same mistakes that I did, because he's gonna make plenty of his own.
Yes.
But again, like, how is he going to know what that looks like if I don't show him in my everyday actions? I don't like to be a parent that just talks to, like, I'm just gonna talk you to death. No, I'm gonna lead by example. Like, and that just comes from also managing people for as long as I have. Like,
yes, you have.
I have learned that, when you're leading, like, people look for your credibility as a leader. So if you don't lead by example, they're not going to follow. And the things that need to get done will not get done. And so it's funny, because as I'm saying this, I'm like, gosh, my career and my personal life, they parallel so much, but I'm understanding why, because Spirit is trying to get me to see, like, this is what it takes. This is what it's going to take in the next season of your life. Because I've also hid behind, what I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
And Spirit's like, yeah, no, that ain't gonna work no more. We're calling, I feel like everybody's being called higher because of the work that needs to be done in the collective. And again, that can't happen if we're not taking care of ourselves and building ourselves up in a way where we're connected to spirit so much that as we're pouring out, like spirit's always pouring into us, so the well never gets empty.
I love it. Come on, come and don't fucking let it run dry.
No,
If
don't
you
let it
gotta
run dry.
cut some more motherfuckers off, cut them the fuck off.
Listen, snip, snip,
Much.
motherfuckers. Like, back,
Yeah.
like, there's such a, I remember I sat at design camp at my new
Mhm.
job.
Mhm.
By the way, I work at Good Neighbor. I'm the retail manager. Come by
Mhm.
sometime, get some coffee. But when I started, it like that was all spirit led.
Mhm.
But I had come in at a time when they do this thing every year called design camp, where they have like speakers, artists come in.
Mhm.
And I remember it was the photography day, and Devin Allen was the speaker.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And it's crazy because he was coming to the shop. I knew his work, but I never knew what he looked like.
Okay.
So when he would come, I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" And then somebody was like, "Oh, that's Devin Allen." I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's crazy. I didn't know."
Mhm.
And he came and he said, "No is a love word."
Interesting.
And I said, "What?"
Mhm.
Like, what do you
Mhm.
mean? Like, what do you mean? And he
Yeah.
was talking about, like, when he's going out and negotiating contracts and things like that. And he was like, I had to make sure my no was my no, because people try to take advantage of it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And sometimes when you say no, it's protecting you from something
Hmm.
that you don't see. Like your body, it's your intuition. Your intuition's telling you no. There's a reason it's telling you no.
Yeah.
It's a protection. It's you loving on yourself enough to say, I'm not willing to compromise X, Y, and Z. I'm putting myself first. I'm going to protect myself and my interest. And in this case, his art.
Mhm.
And so he said no to some big names, but in him saying no, he kept his integrity intact and his
Yeah.
rights to his work.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's his
Wow.
work. He does what he like. Ain't nobody can tell him like, "Oh yeah, we bought this up off you, so yeah, you don't have rights rights to it anymore."
Mhm.
Like, they can't say that. He can't say that
Mhm.
because he uses no as a love word for himself.
Damn.
Like,
Come on, no
I'm
with
like,
no with a
I'm
heart
sitting
on the
there like,
O.
this is what I signed up for, but Spirit, you put me here. This is why.
Yeah.
Like, this is for
You
me
better
to
receive.
learn these gems, because I literally was this summer was the summer of starting over. Like, I walked
Mm.
away from the cannabis industry.
Mhm.
I was running dispensaries and stuff. But I walked away from that because I felt like I was like my integrity was being compromised.
Oh.
And I was going through some stuff that I had not anticipated. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on? And there was a point where I was literally driving up to Jersey every day.
Ain't no fucking way. That would have been
Yeah, I
it for
was.
me.
I did it for a couple months. Driving up to
Mhm.
Jersey, that's an hour and a half with traffic,
Damn.
right? And the money was good. Like, I was like, okay, I can do, but I couldn't enjoy it. I'm literally leaving the house. I get my son to school, and then I'm there all day. I don't get home till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And I wasn't seeing him. I wasn't seeing
Hmm.
friends. There was no time for me.
Mm.
And I told myself, I said, you know what? This ain't gonna be it. You're gonna
Yeah.
have to figure something else out. Um, and the moment I made a pact with myself, like, no, we're not doing this anymore. I swear to you, I gave myself a date. I ended up leaving before that date
Mhm.
and ended up in this opportunity that I'm in right now.
Mm.
Just by like literally by chance. Like, I was on the internet. I wanted to order some coffee from there to go
Ah.
pick it up. And I was like, huh, interesting. And I had a dream the night before, a couple nights before that I was working in a coffee shop.
Ain't that some shit?
And I said, just check the website real quick because my dreams are telling. So I'm like, let me check the
Come on,
website real
we ain't
quick.
even gonna get in it. That
And
gotta
there
be a whole
literally
nother shit.
was a
Yeah.
position for a retail manager. I said, you gotta be, you can't.
Wow.
What? I was like, what if it's been here for a minute? Because you talking so you try to talk yourself out the blessing, right? So I was like, what if it's been here for a minute? They probably already hired you. People don't be updating their website. But I'm gonna go ahead and send this resume in.
Yeah.
I sent it in at like around 10 o'clock that morning. I had a request for an interview by 4:30 that day.
Perfect. When it's
Did
meant, it's
2
meant.
interviews and was on payroll the next Monday.
I love it. I love
I
it.
was like, oh, okay. Well,
I love them. I love the no. I like the no is a love word. You know what? If I had, I just be thinking like, if I had given that to my children at a very young age, my fucking God, where would they be? And first off, let's just say everybody in this room is young, so we will move forward with love. No being a love word, ma. Um, let's roll into in terms of how are you taking care of and protecting your inner and external temple?
Um, just doing what I want to do, whatever it is.
And what does that and now let's because you have been really good at doing that. What helped you get to that point?
Um, well, I kind of always been her, and it always was viewed to others as a not a good thing, and I just decided to like, damn what they talking about. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Along the way, right, of life, we all have life happening, and along the way, we inspire others, we piss others off, we do all these kind of things. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And then, like she said, you look back and you be like, oh shit, everybody's good but me. You know what I
Mm,
mean? So again, being a multitasker, I could do me and do others. And like I said, for a long time, I'm the type of person that shuts everybody out. So I'm the type of person that, hey, and I turn around and shut the door, and they be like, well, where the fuck did she go? She's gone. Okay, she's not taking your calls. She's not letting you in the house. You could see me walking through the house and looking at me and knocking on the door like, let me in. I'd be like, no, so I just kind of follow that regimen because it works for me. Because
yeah.
whatever works for me works better for the people that love me and that I love.
That
Because I'm
part.
a
Mm,
hands-on ass nigga. I'm that nigga that you could call whenever, for whatever, at
ain't no
whatever time.
lies. Ain't no
Okay, so I'm
lies.
her, and I pride myself on being her. So when it comes time for me to say no,
Mm.
get out my face, go to hell, fuck off, I'm okay with it. And
Yeah.
those who love me and that fuck with me the long way, they're okay with it too. So I'm just gonna continue to do what works. Um, and that's it. I don't, I am open. I want to open up my temple because now I'm thinking about companionship.
Mm,
I'm up for some companionship.
mm-hmm.
With I've walked off a job. I mean, I always walk off a plantation. That's nothing. I don't have much of an education. You know what I mean? Hey, listen. You know what I mean? Everything has worked for me how it's supposed to work. I've had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of hard knocks. You know what I mean? It was great, and I'm here to tell the story. And yeah, so that's it. I am definitely doing what I want to do. I'm in the season of that, and then it's good for others because
Yeah.
like everybody said, I'm a servitude person. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I'm never gonna not be her. I'm
yeah.
gonna always be of service. That's who I am. That I'm comfortable with that. It doesn't bother me, and I can do it with ease. So
Mm,
that's what I'm gonna continue to do. I eat every day. I got a roof over my head. I can
mm,
travel when I want. I'm
mm.
good. I don't need
Yeah.
to prove anything to nobody because it is what it is and it ain't what it ain't. So the outside, right? Moisturizing. I have been, I don't know. Cleopatra's Nature hooked me back up on the cocoon butter. So my big thing now, because I'm older, right? So,
Is
you
that the
know,
chocolate stuff?
It's white, but it's like a shea butter, right? But when I
Ooh.
tell you your skin is so soft, you want to molest yourself, baby. This fucking shit. And I'm a butter girl. I like to shine, right? So I like shiny shit. So anything
Mm-hmm.
that brings a shine to my skin, I'm in.
Right.
So that's been my external thing. And I've been, I'm not a makeup wearer, so my granddaughter dyed my hair. I done bought me some lipstick, so I'm lining myself up
Show
for,
off.
a
Show
yeah, a
off.
little show off. It was just my birthday. I'm a summer baby, so I'm still riding high off of that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm again, like I said, I'm welcoming, just anything that makes me feel good. I've had
Yeah.
enough in my lifetime to make me cry. I'm very sensitive, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? So, yeah, so at this point, at this juncture, I'm just, I'm not in a rush for anything. I'm
Okay.
not moving fast. I'm not driving fast. Whatever
Ah.
sounds good, I'm with it. I'm always her anyway. I'm jumping. I'm with it. Whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
If it don't work out, it's okay. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not sore about anything. I'm not gonna beat myself up about anything, nothing, because I did it. You know what I'm saying? I did it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, yeah, I did it. If you feel bad, I've taken care of everything that was not the best. When we talk about karmic, what
Sure.
part of my life, you know what I mean? And I
Mm.
spoke to you about that years ago. Um, and I had that talk with you, and that was the last talk I needed to have. And I told myself, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck happened,
Yeah.
happened.
Hell
And
yeah.
and I can seriously, honestly say I've come full circle of my stupidity. You know what I mean? And it's whatever. So
Yeah.
anything, because I have an adult child, all of the choices of the
Sure.
adult people that I know are their own. Okay, and they got it. It's a them thing. I coined
Yeah.
your phrase. It's a them thing,
It's
not a
a
me
them
thing.
thing, not a me thing.
Period.
Yes.
And when I'm called, this is what I know. What I know. When I'm needed, I'm called, and my gut tells me to go. So whoever, whatever, the people that I love, when I'm needed, I'm there. And that's good enough for me. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Again, like I said, I'm on grandma mode. Something that that's happened a few times, and it's like a back. Yeah, I'm gonna take her back. So at this point, I'm with Keisha. Like, okay, so now it's time to live by example. So what I am living is to stand in my own everything, in my
Yeah.
own love, in my own
True.
flaws, in my
Mhm.
own despair. You know what I mean? Because that's another thing. I've been in despair. I know, probably, maybe the guys don't know, I lost my mother. I went through a really bad depression. And I'm a big stickler about, when you talk about internal, I'm a stickler about feeling what it is that you feel. Because you know society, right, or generational passed down, oh, suck it up, oh, girl,
Mm.
bullshit on that. I'm the nigga
Yeah.
that feels it all. I be at work crying a river. I be in the grocery store crying a river. People like, oh my God, are you all right? Do I look the fuck all right? You know what I'm saying? I'm her. So I'm definitely, that's what I would like to pass on to my granddaughter. You know what I mean? Like, feel whatever it is that you got to feel.
Mhm.
And because we have to learn how to pull ourselves up, right? We look for all of these things. We look for baby white Jesus, excuse my terminology, the LAWD, the Lord. We look
The
for all of these
LAW.
things, the LAWD, you know what I'm saying? But we never, nobody, maybe we have been taught how to pull ourselves up, but we don't practice, right? Practice makes progress.
Right.
So I think
Mhm.
that, what I can share with you guys is practice pulling your fucking self up. You know
Yeah,
what I
and
mean? Because
on my soul.
on myself, at the
On
end
my
of the day,
soul.
you are all you have. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And like he just said, when you pour into yourself, then you're good. You can stick your chest out. No matter how low your titties sag, you're like, fuck these
Mhm.
Mm.
motherfucking flash shits. They out here. And you actually feel good
Great.
because you can look back over your shoulder and say, damn, I'm not there anymore. And so
Yeah.
that's where
Right.
I'm at. You know what I mean? With
That's
the
real.
loss of my mother, I walked away from my job. My mother took sick.
Mm.
She died. My husband left me. It was great. After my mother passed and my husband left, I was like, oh, this is good. You know what I mean? I went down depressed. My mother was my dog. You know what I'm saying? So I'm moving
Mm.
out of that with the help of all of my sisters, you know what I'm saying? And like Donna said, I'm a reflection of you. So whatever it is that you see in me that's great and wonderful, look in the mirror and hug yourself, pat yourself on the back because we are
Hell
each
yeah.
other. We're here together for that very reason because we are reflections of each other and we're learning, we're growing. It's fun. Sometimes it's not the greatest.
Uh-huh.
And it is what it is. And it ain't what the fuck it
Yeah,
ain't. And you only
that's
have,
it.
like mommy said, you only have one life. You're not gonna get out alive. So all this shit that we think
Come
that
on
we're
now.
supposed to, we're not gonna get out of this alive.
Yeah,
So what the fuck are we doing? So you best, like the old folks say, you best do what the fuck it is that you want to do. You
Hmm.
mm,
best do it, whatever it is, whatever.
Amen.
And you ain't got
Right.
to. And let the church say amen. And you ain't gotta explain it to nobody. You ain't even gotta explain
that
it to yourself. If it feels good
that
inside your inside parts,
that
do it. I
that
am her. I am definitely going to pass that on. And
that.
I want you all to check on me and ask me if I'm doing that for myself. Accountability is big for me. Donna has
Ooh.
been my accountability partner. I get in her ass like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? She'd be like, what are you doing? And it's great. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I never see, and I'm gonna shut it down. I forgot what we were doing. So we were booking the fucking trip to go to
Oh
Jamaica for
my
my birthday.
lordy, our
So
Jamaica trip.
I am not savvy on the computer, but I be thinking I want to do all this shit. So boom, I'm the nigga. This is moving forward for all y'all to know. Y'all be like, okay, Mama Red, let's do this, Kim. Listen, I'm like, yeah, I need directions. I'm just gonna look. I'm not gonna be that one that. Oh yeah, great. I'm not her. Just tell me,
Right.
okay. So, and what's so funny is when you know you have a sister and a sister friend, she says, well, Ma, now you know you're not good with new stuff. And my insides would tickle pink. So I say this about a bitch. I don't mind doing new stuff. Then I said, no, you don't, bitch. You know you have a problem with new shit. And
Ah,
I laughed on the inside part so hard.
yeah, because
So,
she
but
gave them, when I tell y'all she gave them motherfuckers hell, I had to fucking be like,
night
pause,
nurse,
pause. This
pause.
everybody is not malfunctioning, baby. You have a problem with new shit. Sit the
Yeah,
fuck down and let
right.
me book the
Right.
goddamn trip.
Because I was fit to be tied. And
Woo!
again, old folks, not even old folks, like that old, but when you do things one way, because like I said, I come from a different era and I ain't
Yeah,
that savvy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm not. And I don't care to be. Like, you know how people like, oh, I want to be. There are some things that I really, truly, God, honest truth, I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If it never came my way ever again, I'm okay with that. So,
Right.
but I again, I thank you and I love you. I love
I
this
love you more.
platform. I love you guys, and
Hell
I
yeah.
thank you for even considering me. But yeah, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Let's move forward in the best way we can.
That's
And
it.
when it ain't good, it ain't good, and it's
Mm.
okay.
Yeah.
All of it is okay because, like Keisha said, when things ain't okay, you're made to feel, or somebody wants to make your maid, your kids, your fucking job. Fuck off. The no, the love language, it's the battle language. It's a lot
Mm.
of different languages.
Mm.
Mm.
Let's be clear,
Mm.
because every now and then you got to tell a motherfucker eat a dick.
A
You know what I'm
whole
Hmm.
saying?
bag of them.
For
A
A
whole
a
one,
bag of them.
right?
whole
That's
Several.
bag of
it.
them. Not,
That's it.
the angry black woman,
Consecutively.
consecutive dicks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
bag of
Which
with the
may not
party
be a
mix,
bad
right?
thing
Where you
all the
put the
time.
pretzels and the cookies and the popcorn, all of those dicks, and just you know what I mean? So yeah, that's where I'm at. So
Yo, I love it. Thank
uh,
you. Thank you so much. All right, Mia. So we rolling into
yes.
these. Um,
Okay.
inner temple protection, preservation, everything. What are you doing, inner and outer?
Mia, did you just
Um,
sigh again?
I did. Oh,
Oh my God.
so
Phew.
it's a little bit of what Mama Redbone has said and Keisha has said. I feel like I started mine when I learned how to say no.
Mm,
I think it was my therapist who was like, "No is a complete sentence,"
mm,
Mm.
I
and
love
A
that.
word.
that's it. And I was like, "Oh, you're right," because I had the
Somebody
same
get that
struggle.
tatted.
I had the same struggle of people pleasing and saying no and feeling bad about saying no
Mm.
and not realizing how that was not trusting my intuition. I don't want to do whatever it is somebody asking me to do, but I was
Mm.
just trained and grew up with just don't worry
Mm.
about it. I got it. I can figure it out. Yeah, it's
Indoctrinated.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And part of me used to think that that was being helpful, but I was not focusing on myself. I was not centering myself. I was centering everybody else. Like when we're talking about, you on the plane, take care of yourself and then you can take care of everybody else. That
Mm-hmm.
didn't click to me, like how can you save somebody? You can't swim. So how are you going to save anybody else?
So,
So that was where it started, and that was in a tumultuous relationship when I
mm-hmm.
moved to Charlotte. But the part that I feel like helped shape some of that or some of me was I had to sit. I had to literally be alone. I had to sit
Mm.
in it. I didn't have any choice. I wasn't many people that I could reach out to where I was. And I had to be still. My grandmother would
Mm-hmm.
say sometimes, just go somewhere and be still. And
Mhm.
that's what
Right.
it felt like to me was I had to sit in the pain, the grief, the this ain't
Boom.
gonna work out, the I feel like I failed. Um, I gotta go home now. Like, what are people gonna think? And like, come to just grips with like, who cares? Like,
So,
eventually, it was like, I'm not happy at all, and I don't want to be here no more. Why am
yeah.
I? Why am I continuing to try to be in a place that is not serving me, that is not making me happy? And so, moved back to Maryland, and it was hard for a minute, but I realized it's okay to be selfish. It's okay
Mm.
to worry about yourself.
Yes,
And once,
ma'am.
because I was with you when it was in 2023 and was like, oh, next year, like 2024 is about to be off the hook, and made it so. And as I started to say it and think it and live it, it became my reality. And then it
Yeah.
was like, oh, this is easy. It's
Mm-hmm.
easy to just be you,
Yeah.
feel your feelings. That was something else I struggled with, was feeling my feelings,
The feelings.
acknowledging whatever those feelings were, and instead of
Mm-hmm.
trying to be like, don't worry about that, you strong, don't cry, like, you got it, and trying to, like, I don't want to say be tough, but like just not sit in whatever emotion that was. It was a period of time where I couldn't even describe what my emotions were because I
Oh.
had like put them
Mm-hmm.
to the back burner so much and so often.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
um but once I kind of was able to do that and I saw the light per se, um what came to me was that, okay, I like this feeling. I'm going
Yeah.
to protect this feeling no matter what.
Hell yeah.
So if that means, okay, I don't deal with these people no more, so be it. If it
Mm-hmm.
means, um one, it kind of made me think that like I need to get myself together. Now I have time to focus on me,
Mm-hmm.
mind, body, and soul. So like the mind part about it, I was working on just going to therapy,
Mm-hmm.
trying to cope with everything and trying to figure out, okay, how do we move on?
Yeah.
The body part was I should be healthy. COVID kind of taught me just like, all right,
Yeah.
I got to be somewhat healthy. You never know what's going to happen. I got older parents. Like, I want to be around for them. I want them to be
Mm-hmm.
around. I want to be around for my friends, my family, my
Yeah.
nephew. And then my soul, what is, um, spirituality and being around like minded individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Now, more so, is finding community in that.
True.
Because I think that is utterly important for us as a collective to
So.
find a community that we are safe in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, talking about, just touching on what we initially were talking about, it's time for us to focus on us. And I think
Mm-hmm.
to me, that's what that means, is finding a community that we can focus that energy, because the energy is there. It's just, where
Yeah.
do I put it?
Yeah.
And so that is what I've been doing. So I've been trying to eat right, stay healthy. I've
Yeah.
been trying to read more,
Yeah.
just trying to like do the things that I was not focused on at all, but also learning. Like I want to continue to learn and
Mm-hmm.
open my mind from like-minded individuals, from people who know more than me, all of those things. That is what is helping me feel protected.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
And you know what's so interesting? For me, if I was to pose the question to myself, inner and external, not only the word no, like y'all said, that's I feel like I wanna. It's so interesting because when I learned about the what is it, cherry blossom mouse theory, I started to like really dig deep and figure out how much of us not being able to say no is an epigenetic thing. How much of that is torment from slavery to
Mm,
where everything that was posed to you, you had to do? How
mm,
much of that is associated with Black people who tie their worth to what they can do monetarily or how much they've worked or how much they've given? And the
Mm-hmm.
interesting part is when you give to a system that you could die today or tomorrow, they'll find another you, and they might not even send flowers to your
Mm.
house.
mm.
They might not even send a representative to the funeral. It's like, what am I actually giving so much to? It,
Mm-hmm.
it was very much that, and I started to say, okay, so when we talk about in epigenetics, certain factors stayed in our genetic coding to keep us safe. How much of that is not being able to say no?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it was so many questions like how much and like I said initially, how much of this is karmic, like okay, well, I made a fucked up decision, I gotta pay, or the fact that again we not being protected. Protection in the word no. We
Hmm.
I'm 44. I'm just getting good with that. On the
Mm.
outside, yeah, fuck no, hell no, the fuck no. I had a million ways to tell everybody no, but my inner circle, bro, nah. It was almost impossible. It was almost impossible. It was like it felt like I was hurting myself when I was saying no. It just didn't feel great.
Mhm.
So that was a thing. That was definitely a thing for me. But also, I just started understanding that, like y'all said, what Donna wanted to do was okay. It was okay. Like I always would reflect and be like, well, what will my mom think of this? And what did all this other
Mm-hmm.
kind of, and I love Deborah dearly. But I gotta be good. So that's why it was really important for me to talk about this inner temple, outer temple, because we've all made it to the point where, we done saged till we can't sage no more. We done picked up enough crystals, we done played with enough cards. It gets to a point where I've done the work. Why in the hell, this is the roadblock. Why in the hell is it not? I read all the goddamn books. What is not going on? It's like, oh shit, you didn't say no. You didn't stop. You didn't rest. You didn't decompress. You didn't detox. You didn't love yourself enough to drink water that day. You definitely didn't take the steps. I cuss out my steps every time I gotta come up and down these motherfuckers. Like it's the small things where you say, okay, what part of this is me and what part of this is my growth and development? Because ups, downs, arounds, and throughs is definitely gonna be your strength. How you bounce back, how you learn. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. I do mine with some shit. Some shit. You could be like, don't fuck with that shit. I'll be like, oh, you right. Don't. But other shit, oh, I gotta go through the hard way.
Oh
I
God.
gotta get spanked. I gotta get spanked. So, oh, matters of the heart, baby. I'm a Leo. This is love. This is the love album. This is the love spell. This is the love connection. This is love. It's love. I got love for everybody. Who wants love? And that shit is not. That shit is actually not good in terms of taking a step back and realizing that, oh shit, you forgot to love you, or you being pulled in so many different directions that you lost who the fuck you are, which is kind of no bullshit. It's kind of why I slowed down in terms of the going live all the time because it started to seem like, number one, I didn't even know what the fuck I wanted to talk about, and number two,
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like I was being like pulled in so many different directions, and I had to take a step back and say, of course there are other things you could be doing, but do you got to do them? Can you just fuck with you for a second? Can you?
Hmm.
And I'm like, hell yeah, hell yeah. Another thing I wanted to touch on too was I started not taking everything so personal.
Boom.
That's one
That
of the
was a
core
big
agreements right there.
Yeah.
that was a big thing for me because
Don't
I
take it
always
personal.
being a Virgo, being a my dad is a Virgo, my mom is an Aries. Dealing,
Ooh.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yes,
What a
yes.
Ooh.
But
combination.
in that,
Wow. Mm.
Friend,
look,
that's ooh we.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
Mm.
Being
mm.
in that, I had to realize that some things really had nothing to do with Donna.
Hmm.
That was a their thing. That was never a me thing. And
And
when I
so
start,
much of shit is not about you. You know,
yeah,
that's
that's
what
a
I
Mhm.
them
realized. Like,
thing,
yeah.
not a me
Yeah.
thing. And when I started to be able to do that, it helped me disconnect with they're liars. That shit don't got nothing to do with me. And look,
Mm.
I done told a few lies. Who the fuck am I to be like, how, you know what I'm saying? And when I
Mm.
was able to observe, aka neutralize the ego, because in a lot of different Orthodox religions, the highest tier of that is to observe without judgment.
Without judgment.
That's when you start to get to the crown chakra level of ascension, when you are able to just observe a situation, not interject, not make it about you, not get offended. Because we always interject. If I was, wait, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck. It wasn't even about you.
Mm-hmm.
My number one saying is it take 2 seconds to mind your business.
Your
Wait a
business.
minute.
Well.
Mm.
It take 2 seconds to mind your business. Oh, because I can't believe they. Wait a minute. The word they, were you in they? Oh, you
Right.
weren't? Okay, it takes 2 seconds to mind your business. And that really, really made me feel a lot lighter in certain no's. So I just, again, every single person in this room has played an instrumental part of me being able to get to a point where I was like, hey, we need to run this shit back. We need to run this shit back a little different. We need to run this shit back for everybody who needs to hear. And also, this sounding board is how we grow as well. I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
get together a panel um of women that we could talk about the hard shit.
Mm.
I don't want to play in here. It's enough people playing. It's enough podcasts talking about crying over niggas. We
Mm.
not.
Huh.
Oh Lord. Lord.
We not doing it.
LORDT. Mm-mm.
The yes, we not doing it. It's enough of them saying what a woman should be. We ain't do, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? We ain't doing
Mm-hmm.
that shit. It's enough of them fussing about, politics and economic and so we not doing none of that. I want to talk about the really, really hard shit. Like the topics that low key you don't think affect you, but they really do.
Mm.
Hence, inner temple, goddess, how did you release some of the things that was ailing you, aka Western society, aka, let's
Mm.
talk about those things. You can cry over them niggas at another show. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about how, low key, there's different levels of parenting, adulting, and no
Mhm.
matter how fucking cool, slick, or well versed you think you are,
Mm.
it's certain levels that you ain't gonna get to until you cried over this,
Mhm.
Mm.
until you felt the loss of this. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mm.
Like, unfortunately, people really don't talk about those things, and I want to because I know that will shed new light to everybody um that needs us. Like I said, I'm very niche. I'm cool with that. The ones who need this will definitely find it, and the ones who can't receive it, that's cool too. Give it to somebody that can. So
Mm-hmm.
low key, it's one other thing that I wanted to talk about. Um, and it could be a quick, just it says let your intuition guide you through this process of inner and external healing, aka the temple. It says, sit in commune with the goddess of your
Here we
choosing. As
are.
sit, let your intuition guide you through the process. Okay, let your intuition guide you through the process. Sit in commune with the goddess of your choosing for as long as you like. Herein lies the magic. I want to say, um, in general, I've received some of the best advice in the world, from you ladies. Keisha, you say so many gems in a short period of time, and the door closed. You gotta digest what Keisha say. Like, what the fuck? But in wrapping this thing up, Keish, what's the best advice you ever got?
The best advice I ever got.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That reset hard, boy.
wow.
Yeah.
Hmm, that's a good question.
Okay.
Like,
Do you need
I
a
don't,
Do you need a moment?
give me a moment. Like,
I
yeah, give
will.
me a
I
moment.
will. Mia, what's the best advice you ever got ever in your life?
I would have to say the no thing, that
Mm.
it's okay to say no and no is a complete sentence. That literally changed my outlook on putting myself first and being okay with, you don't have to say nothing else after that no. You can just
Mm-hmm.
say no. Nobody deserves any type of explanation. If that's how you feel, then that's what it is.
Okay.
That changed my trajectory when I was going through something. Like it that set me on a new trajectory. So that
Yes.
is what I would have to say was the best advice that I can think of.
I love it. All right, Mom. What was the best advice? Because you didn't. You.
Shit. I don't know. Uh, I've had some hard ones. I've had some fucking advice that I still be like, was that advice? I don't know. Shit. One of the hardest. I don't know if it was a. My mother said everything that lives must die.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yep. And what else? It worked. It all worked out in the end.
Mm.
Oh, and you never get out alive. I don't know if those are advices or not. She was a hardcore ass nigga. But oh, you give me one. Um, oh, I just had it. You and that sticks with me too. I don't know. I can't
What the?
remember.
It's a them thing, not a me thing.
Yeah, oh, I love those. But
Mm.
no, you say something else. You and I always think every time I get in a situation, there's a lot of stuff. Every time I
Oh,
get
did
in
I
a
do
situation,
everything? Did I do everything I was supposed to do?
yes,
Yeah.
as long as you say, as long as I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, I have definitely adapted that. That
Mm.
helps me a great deal. I appreciate you with that one. But okay, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think okay. So for me, huh, for me, I can. Oh my God, that's a few. Um, for the first thing, I learned this when I was maybe like 21. Just because you feel a way doesn't mean everybody else feels a way. Like
Mm,
the younger Leo and me, when I was mad, yeah, everybody else needed to be mad. The world needed to stop. Everybody needed to reflect on the fact I was mad. They also needed to assist me in problem solving. And I realized that yeah, that's just not how the world works. So that was yo, and the first base father helped me with that. Yo said just because you mad don't mean like you tripping. I'm having a great day. So that was an amazing thing. Another thing was I don't even remember where I read this. It was drinking being angry is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. My inner Leo had a lot of anger, you know what I'm saying? So that was a
okay.
really big, that was a really really that was a really interesting thing for me. I had to figure that out. And I'm gonna say shout out to Vera again, because life's a bitch and ain't nobody getting out of it alive. So
Ain't nobody not
why the
alive.
fuck are
It's
you trying
real.
to be so goddamn perfect? What you think? You not gonna fly. You not. You not gonna live forever. You not gonna
Hmm.
grow. You know why? You trying to be
Practice
so
makes
perfect for what?
progress. Yep.
Not
But what? You're
perfection.
not gonna get out of like practice makes progress.
Not perfection. All right, Keith, we
Wow.
bringing it back. We swinging it
All
back.
right. I got a couple.
Okay, do
My
it.
granddad used to tell me this, and this was when he was teaching me how to play spades, but I apply this to everyday life. Study long, study wrong.
Mm,
Go with your gut.
mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
I know that's right.
Um,
I forgot about that
and
one. That's a fact.
that I'm like,
Mm,
grief is love where that doesn't have a place to go. That has helped
Ooh.
me deal with my own grief.
Okay.
Because we have like in retrospect, I feel like I'm at this age now where we're the aunties. Like I went to my parents' house a couple weeks ago. My mom had a family get together,
Mm-hmm.
and I had seen a lot of cousins I hadn't seen in a minute. And me and my cousin were looking at each other, and I was like, "Dang, we are the aunties and the uncles, and the elders coming up next, right?"
mm,
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
mm-hmm.
I'm in this place where I'm blessed that my parents are still here.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Right.
but my grandparents are not here. Like a lot
Mm.
of our elders are gone, and I
Mm,
was close with a lot of my family, like a lot of my elders. And when that grief bubbles up, it
Yeah.
used to take me out. I am somebody who has ADHD and major depressive disorder. So when I don't tend to my mental health, it gets real bad real fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to understand like when I'm grieving, what's happening.
Mm.
And a particular time I was missing my grandma real bad. And it's one of those I needed to call her. I'm like, I need to
Mm.
call
Yeah.
grandma. She know every like grandma knew she would have the answer to
Mm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't call her. And
Mm-hmm.
it threw me. But then I remembered I have my mom, I have my
Yeah.
aunt.
Yeah.
So I had to redirect it. So
Yeah.
when I grieve like that, it causes me to redirect. Like,
Mm.
okay, I'm missing this person or I'm missing this feeling,
Yeah.
but I know I have it somewhere in my life. Let me
Yeah.
redirect and go to that. Or when I'm feeling somebody in my spirit, I'm like, let me go do something that reminds me of them.
Mm.
So I don't get lost in the grief. The grief
Yeah.
then transitions to a celebration of
Mm.
of the memories of the stories that were told, of the lessons that were taught. um it helps me shift into a more positive space.
Mm.
And that is a new that like that lesson is a new lesson that's only a
Oh,
couple
I
years
love
old.
that.
Like, but I've been seeing it pop up on the social media a lot. um and I was like, yeah, that's a gem right there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. I want to first say that I appreciate everybody. This will grow and evolve. If you got names, give them to me, and that's for everybody in the room and all those who will catch this later on in the day. I'm gonna chop it up and put it on other social media platforms. Yeah, I want to talk about the hard stuff, so I'll see everybody again on Wednesday. That's everybody's gonna watch in the future, and everybody in the room. If you got to talk to me about anything, talk to me. Tell me. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are wonderful, great, and amazing. And I'll see y'all next Wednesday.
I love
Yay!
y'all. Hugs,
Thank
hugs,
Love
hugs,
you.
and hugs. Big
Bye,
ya.
squeezes.
y'all.
See
See you
ya.
soon.
Bye, y'all. Love y'all.
Love you back.